What connects Mexico, Arizona, and the Gulf of California? On the map, it's geography. But in the real world, it's a bold new plan reshaping how goods move across continents. And it started in 2022. Mexico began dredging the Gulf of California, hauling up millions of cubic feet of silt to deepen the waters near the aging port of Guaymas. Why? To transform a sleepy, outdated port into a modern logistics powerhouse. One that could benefit not just Mexico, but Arizona and U.S. companies too. Why Arizona? Because the state's economy is tangled up in Southern California's port congestion. Ports like Los Angeles and Long Beach are massive, handling over 19 million shipping containers in 2024. But they're overwhelmed. At the height of the COVID-era backlog, cargo ships looked like a traffic jam at sea. Dozens of vessels floating off the coast, waiting days just to dock. Inside the country, goods sat idle for nearly 2 weeks. Truck routes like I-10 and I-40 were clogged. Arizona businesses lost time and money. Meanwhile, Ford, with a massive factory in Hermosillo, the capital of Sonora in northwestern Mexico, just a few hours south of the Arizona border, was facing its own logistical nightmare. To ship a car to South America, it had to haul it over 1,200 miles west to Michoacán. Time-consuming, costly, inefficient. Ironically, a closer port existed all along, Guaymas, but it was too shallow, too outdated, and too limited for modern trade. That's changing. Fast. In 2022, Mexico launched a $192 million overhaul of the port of Guaymas. Step 1. Dredging. The port now handles ships up to 100,000 tons, a leap from its old 40,000-ton limit. Post-Panamax vessels? Now welcome. But depth was just the beginning. The infrastructure got a complete upgrade. Reinforced docks, upgraded quays, and new platforms for container ships, bulk carriers, and vehicles. An old cruise pier, converted for ro-ro traffic. New parking decks for automakers like Ford. Refrigerated warehouses now support seafood and perishables. And then, security. Military-grade defenses like breakwaters and reinforced piers protect against extreme weather. Meanwhile, 360-degree surveillance and AI-powered monitoring help prevent theft, even during blackouts or sabotage. But here's where it gets really interesting. Before, Guaymas was cut off. No serious rail links, no efficient inland connection. Now, it's laced with steel arteries, brand new rail lines connecting Sonora's factories straight to the U.S. border. That means Arizona businesses can bypass California entirely. Just 62 miles by rail from Hermosillo to the port, instead of hundreds by highway or sea. Ford didn't wait. In 2024, the automaker shipped its first batch of trucks from Hermosillo through Guaymas, all the way to Chile. This was a turning point. Cost savings? Estimated at 30%, and they're not alone. With the port now able to handle larger cargo, more companies are nearshoring, moving manufacturing closer to U.S. borders to avoid overseas delays. Arizona, too, is cashing in. The state already exports copper concentrate through Guaymas, and revenues exploded from just $4.2 million in 2002 to over $1.6 billion by 2019. With the new upgrades, those numbers could climb even higher, especially with growing demand from Asia. But this isn't just about profit and ports, it's about the planet. Guaymas is now pushing for green certification, using clean energy systems, efficient infrastructure, and eco-conscious practices. It's also becoming central to Sonora's clean energy economy, supporting industries like electric vehicles, solar power, and lithium extraction. And here's the bigger picture. Guaymas strengthens Mexico's connection to global trade, especially Asia-Pacific routes, while powering the Canamex corridor, a massive logistics chain linking Canada, the U.S., and Mexico. In the end, this isn't just a port upgrade, it's a regional transformation. Mexico gains a modern gateway to global trade. Arizona gets a faster, cheaper, less congested export route. And companies like Ford, they finally escaped a logistical nightmare that had dragged on for decades, all because someone finally looked south to Guaymas. If you found this interesting, hit that like button. Subscribe for more smart stories about global infrastructure, and let us know in the comments, do you think more US states should explore partnerships like this with Mexico? Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.